Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Sergio from the Sergio Force, my YouTube channel. I know a lot of my subs have been very patient and wondering, where I've been. Am I still playing pinball? What's happening with my pinball cabinet? Are you ever going to make another video? What's going on? Have you disappeared off the VP land, never to be found again? Well, guys, you're in for a treat. And after much prodding, much pleading, I'm proud to bring you in today's video my 1978 Atari Space Riders cab remade. And a lot of you are probably wondering, what the hell do you mean by remade? And so my cab was a complete disaster, guys. Since then I've built my cousin's cab, which turned out amazing. And I kind of wanted to give mine the same treatment. The wiring, was a bit of a disaster. Granted, it was my first cab. You know how it is. You just want to kind of throw things together and hope that it works. And when it does, you sort of leave it and kind of forget about it. But with this whole COVID situation, I've been home. I've had a bit of time, and so funny enough, I crammed 6 months into basically less than a week, and I stripped it all down and I started again. So nothing's changed as far as the front of the cab. But I did, clean it up. If you remember seeing some of my other videos, you can tell, how much of a mess, the whole entire thing was. So this time around, I added a couple of contactors, 24-volt contactors for my front slings. I've also got my 12-volt Ford solenoids, but I'm playing, between both of them to see which one I like better. Truthfully, I like the contactor sound a little bit better. Don't mind the green sticker. That was just, trying to reference which amp was what. I moved my amps down to the front. Let me just bring you around here so it's easier to adjust volume and whatnot on the go. I also attached a little USB port, to connect, my USB stick when I do my updates and stuff like that. And then my gear motor kind of stayed in the same place. I moved my my Pinscape up here. I used Arnas's KL Shield. This guy does amazing stuff, guys. You got to check out his website. Guy is just fantastic. He comes up with these little things, these little accessories that he makes, and they're very inexpensive, and they do make setting up a VPIN cab very, very easily. Actually, let me bring you back in here. This is another one of his little boards. Let me just zoom in here. And before, I was using kind of a homemade makeshift coin door button system, and it looked very cheesy. And so now he's got this little board. Cost me $10 shipped, and it's got all the buttons here along with the connector pinouts that go into your your Pinscape. It just makes it much easier. Kind of moving it along. I decased my PC and was going to use it without the case, but I'm a little bit paranoid about things kind of falling on the video card and especially with the shaker. So I decided to use a smaller case, but in retrospect, I removed all the covers just to get some good ventilation into the CPU and then the GPU, and just try to let the thing breathe. I mean, these things do build up quite a bit of heat, so that turned out okay. I did have some issues when I first booted up the machine. For some reason, it was booting up to the backup drive. I had a backup SSD on the old tower, and that's what I used regularly to back up my VP stuff. So kudos to my friend Mike Wong. He's a computer whiz and helped me figure that out. Funny enough, I can put pin cap together from scratch. Can't figure out how to hook up a hard drive. Go figure that one. And then just moving along here, this little green board you see here, I picked this up on Amazon. This basically distributes all my DOF stuff. It's kind of hard for you guys to see, but all my green boards, my MOSFET boards are all under there. And then the wiring ties into this distribution block. And then from here, I've got all my, the light is shining on it, so it's kind of hard to see. But basically I have my 3 distribution blocks, 12, 24, and 5. And then I've got my ground block as well. My power supplies are all back there. I added the LED whiz for the undercap lighting, which works amazing. Kudos to my friend Rastan 350. Nick, thank you so much for helping me out through this whole process. Without you, I couldn't get any of this stuff going. And then last, just my solenoids at the back for my bumpers. Again, clean up some of the wiring. I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see in there, and it does look a little bit messy. At the end of the day, you do what you can. There's a limited amount of space, and you tie stuff together. And my whole goal was to clean it up, make sure that things work properly. This is not going to win an Academy Awards, very far from it. So I'm happy with it. And then last but not least, I changed the bezel. The bezel used to be, let me back down there now. And that's how I used to have my bezel. I used to have like a double split DMD, one for the topper and then one for the DMD at the bottom. This time around, I decided to go with a full DMD, like the new Stern tables. And then I also added some speaker grills, to make it a little bit more authentic. I'm going to have to redo the bezel because I messed up on a couple of dimensions. So I'm going to have one of my customers cut one on the CNC and so I can redo it. And I did want to add some LEDs to the speaker grills, but unfortunately the way the speakers are designed, I don't have enough room. So I think all in all with the undercab, and I'm eventually going to add some addressable LEDs. That's going to be kind of like my final task. And then if maybe, I get crazy enough, I may add some LED strips to the back box. And so that should give me off, a nice ambience when you're playing a table. And yeah, guys, that's it. All in all, it's been a lot of work, a lot of fun. I mean, there you go. There's my fan and my beacons. And next video will be, the whole thing put together. Hopefully with my addressable LEDs, my undercab working, and show you guys how it all came together. Until next time, happy pinballing.